What's going on there, guys? Back with another one. Got to talk about this on today as Shannon Sharpe has weighed in on ESPN trying to move in on signing Chad Ochocinco after his issue where he ended up settling out of court with the young lady. And I remember there was talks about Chad potentially going to ESPN. They were recruiting him. It was a whole front office sports article that came out, and basically what they wanted to do was retain that nightcap audience because Shannon had built up such a fan base that even in the midst of everything that was going on, he was still doing his numbers at a high clip, and I think they wanted in on that. Now, ultimately, Ocho decided not to go over there because he was going to go over there and do some episodes with Shannon. You know, Shannon was trying to get him a deal, and Shannon had agreed to a deal with ESPN that was close to what Stephen A. Smith was getting, somewhere in that ballpark. But then, you know, the Instagram Live incident, and then the incident with the Gabby Zuniga young girl who retired her OnlyFans after the settlement, that pretty much canned everything. But they still wanted to get. See, they knew if they had somebody off that show and they had Ocho on there, they were still pulling some of Nightcap's audience. And Shannon, like I said, continued to do the numbers and everything. And the thing to remember about that is Shay Shay Media had Jeff Teague's podcast under there. There was a lot of podcasts under his umbrella at the time. And ESPN was basically saying he was never going to be the same and all that. Now, we're going to look at that. Let's check it out.
What? Hey, but and the thing is, look, all this stuff was going on. And he didn't know I knew. I know they came to Ocho, tried to sign Ocho from up under me.
I ain't going nowhere.
He ain't gonna never be the same. He ain't gonna never rebound.
I ain't
Ocho said, I tell you what, guess what? We gonna sink together then.
Hey, wait, Joe, where I'm going, Joe? Huh? Ain't no good.
Now look at us. Y'all see
they
the
talk
YouTube
about,
charts?
huh?
Y'all see the YouTube charts?
Yeah,
what y'all,
huh?
Go look at everybody on YouTube and tell me the podcast with a black cast. Tell me the podcast that's bigger than Nightcap.
Huh?
Okay, but as a matter of fact, tell me one that's bigger than Club Shay Shay.
Huh?
All right.
Hey, pop your shit. Hey, man,
Go ahead.
Go
ahead. Tell them how you really feel. Yeah.
Huh?
And now we got Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, they got
now
us
we
fucked
got
up.
Joe.
Hey, ain't nothing place me here but God.
What?
That's it. Ain't nothing place me here but God.
And the only person gonna take you
I'm
out
gonna
is
whoop
me.
your ass
Shit.
too. Don't you start with me now. We been cool. Everything been going great. We going against everybody else.
Now, with that, Stephen A. Smith recently went on the Out the Mud podcast with Tony Allen and Zebo and said that he has conveyed to ESPN time and time again that he wants Shannon Sharpe back on the show, and this is exactly what he said.
I was always going to keep in touch with him. I was always going to check on him. I'm always want him back. Company knows I want him back.
That's G right there.
Company knows
That's
I want him back. Now, y'all going to do what y'all got to do because I'm the executive producer, but I'm not an executive VP of the company. You know, I have bosses to answer to. They have to make that decision. But they already know I want him back. You understand what I'm saying? If we can get him back, I want him back. I ain't apologizing for that to nobody. You know, he was great for me. He was great to me. And I'm not going to forget that. He was great for the show as well.
Also, Chad Ochocinco spoke to Front Office Sports about the reasons why he didn't leave Shannon Sharpe. He said basically, who is he to judge him? Because he remembers when his DV case came up with Evelyn Lozada, how people treated him in the media and the way things were for him at the time. So he didn't want to leave Shannon at that time. And the reason I point that out, Ocho could have easily left right away because him and Shannon had just had a riff about him being late to the show a few months prior. And then after Shannon went through what he went through, he had something to say about him canceling on Joe and, you know, for his daughter's birthday. And there was another time where they got into it live on air. So I'm saying that to say the regular things that partnerships go through, people use that to try to wedge their way in. So one thing you can't say about Ocho is he's not loyal, because there were other opportunities out there for him. Now, Ocho was wise enough to see that maybe they were using me for the audience that we created organically. So Ocho, he gets applause from me just from not acting off of emotion and just going with what was presented to him, right? ESPN probably had a decent deal for him, but would you still want to be doing that, this many months or years out away from when you calm down and when you're not as emotional about what y'all went through live on air? And they're able to do the thing that they want to do and talk about football. Come on every night, that flexibility to bring in Joe Johnson and continue to grow out the platform. I don't know what the situation is with the advertisers. And yes, a lot of money was left on the table, and Shannon was calling him out about not being professional and being on time at one time. But you see the amount of money, that may have been messed up by Shannon. For him to stick by that is absolutely loyal. And people couldn't have really even been mad at Ocho if he did choose what was best for him and his family at the time. So salute to him. Salute to Stephen A. Smith for staying, down with Shannon Sharpe. Even though he don't have the power to bring him on the show or whatever, he's making it known. It looks like now that that's very unlikely, just looking at what Shannon just revealed about ESPN, because you better bet they're watching. If they want to steal all your talent off, watch them offer Joe Johnson something. It's a lot of these people that these networks could have been employing, and they haven't. And they just wait until you build a platform, see how likable, how much reach this person got, or wait till they attain fans from being on your platform, and then they want to come take them from you. And that's just kind of been the model. And that's what Shannon's kind of talking about with this Ocho thing. Shannon put in a lot of groundwork on Undisputed. In other programs before that, I remember him, Deion Sanders, LaDainian Thomas, and all them had the show on NFL Network. Shannon was on CBS one time. So he built up this fan base and broadcasting over the course of years. And now that he's got a fan base and has found his niche more so with Club Shay Shay and this, you got them trying to take you. It's no difference in this than what they're doing with Pat McAfee. Only thing is Pat McAfee licensed out his show, but they want that audience. They noticed Pat McAfee was taking a lot of the views that time of the day, and they wanted in on that. And how can we do that and make it make sense for both us and Pat? Because Pat still live stream his on YouTube. Honestly, if they want to do a streaming deal with Nightcap just to get those views that time of night, that's probably what they need to do, to see if Shannon will be willing to do that. Now, obviously, the way they talk at night or whatever, but, they're going to be taking your views away from you. Good thing about them a lot of times is they do have sports on during that time of night, for the most part, and their shows and interviews and things like that are decent. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this though, and think about what Shannon just said about ESPN trying to backdoor him and get Ocho to retain the audience. I will say this, Shannon, hopefully he learned a lot of things from this. Like I said, you don't see Boost and all those advertisements in the back like you used to, and you cost you and your people some money doing that. But you have been able to keep your fans. So once this blows over, I'm pretty sure they're going to do business with y'all again. If not them, somebody else. But hopefully, you just watch yourself, with some of the things he's doing. Hopefully Ocho and those guys. I'm really hoping Joe Johnson get it, man, because I always like Joe Johnson just as a person and a personality, man. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.